Hey guys, it's your girl Carrie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a little beginner's guide for nail stamping here. So maybe nail stamping is something you've been thinking about trying, but you just quite haven't pulled the trigger yet. I've got a little bit of a primer on it for you here. So I'm gonna have some supplies that you're gonna wanna have. I'll go through some tips and tricks and then I'll do a little demo for you. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then stick around, we're getting into it. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to go over the supplies that you're going to want if you are going to try nail stamping. This is not all inclusive. These are just the major things I think you're going to want to have if you want to try it. And then there's a few things I included in here that are kind of nice to have. And this will work whether you're going to be stamping over dip powder or whether you're going to be stamping over nail polish, gel polish, it's all the same. So the first things you're going to need are your stamper and your stamping polishes, or you can also use instant dry polishes as well. And then I've got my clear jelly stamper here. And then you're going to need your stamping plate of choice. This one's from Maniology. Next, you're going to need a scraper card to scrape off the excess polish. So this one in particular is from Winstonia. Again, there's other brands that make these scraper cards, and you can even in a pinch use an old credit card. And then obviously you're going to need whatever you're going to use underneath your stamping. So I have 3 dip powders here from Cascade Colorworks that I'm going to be using. And they are Galaxy, Alabaster, and Concord, but you can also use nail polish or gel polish, whatever you prefer. So I'm going to put Concord on the thumb and the pinky, and then I'm going to put Galaxy on the pointer finger, and then I will be putting Alabaster on the middle and the ring finger. And then the stamping that I've chosen will go over top of Alabaster. So since the focus of the video is stamping, I'm going to go ahead and dip these off screen and get them filed and shaped, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are. So I've got my pointer and pinky and thumb finished all the way through top coat, and Alabaster I have left just shaped because we're going to stamp over top of it, and you need to see the whole process for that. But how about those colors, right? And Alabaster is definitely my favorite milky white. So before we get started, I just want to quickly mention to you that Maniology makes a free stamping starter kit. So if you want to try it and you're not sure if you're going to like it or you don't think you'll be very good at it, it's a good way to test it out. So in this set, they send you a stamper, scraper card, and they send you a couple of polishes and a couple of plates. And all you have to do is pay for shipping and handling, which I want to say was somewhere around $8. But if you're interested in that, I would say it's a great way to try out stamping. You can just Google Maniology free starter kit. But let's get on to our stamping here. So I have my stamping plate here, and I'm using this one with these Argyle patterns on it just because I thought it was so cute for the season. So this plate is from Maniology. They have a great variety of different styles and themes and really cool plates, and I've never had any issues with any of them. And I do have an ambassador code with them if you're interested in picking up some supplies, so I'll leave that down below. But you can also get them on Amazon. You can get them on What's Up Nails. There's lots of great places to get stamping plates. As far as stampers go, there's different kinds. My favorite is obviously the clear jelly stamper because you can see through it. Whereas if you have something that has an opaque color, it's kind of a guesswork trying to figure out where to put it on your nail. But this one is the Monocle stamper from Maniology, and it's definitely my favorite. Again, it's one of those that I just never really have any issues with picking up an application. The scraper card I have is by the brand Winstonia, and it came in a pack of 4, I think, that I got off Amazon. But you can also get them from Maniology. The only thing I don't like about the Maniology ones is they're much smaller and they're kind of flexible, which I actually don't prefer. I prefer something a little more rigid for my scraper card, but that's just me. So you can try both, see which one you prefer. The 2 stamping polishes I'm going to use here are both from Maniology. Again, I just really enjoy their stamping polishes, and they have a ton of different colors and finishes. This one's metallic, and then the one on the right is a cream. You're also going to need something to clean off your stampers. So I have here this lint roller that I like to use. You can use a small one, a large one. You could use Scotch tape. Sometimes you can use your scraper card. So you have several options here, but to me, this is just the easiest one to use to clean off my stamper head. And then you're also going to need some acetone to clean off your plates. So I've just got a almost empty bottle here of my typical acetone that I use. And then something that's nice to have, you don't have to have it, but man, is this a lifesaver when you're stamping, is this claw tool. And what you'll do is put a cotton ball on it and the claw kind of grabs onto the cotton ball, and you use that to clean off your plate so that you don't have to worry about messing up your nails that are already finished with the top coat and all that, because of course the acetone can eat away all that stuff while you're working. Another product that's nice to have is this Maniology Sticky Base Coat. Especially if you don't use gel polish, it can help the stamp adhere to your nail. It just provides a sticky layer for it. So this is just something you apply that you do not need to cure. It's like a nail polish. Another nice to have is a smudge-free top coat from Maniology. And I will use this every time, no matter what kind of top coat I'm using, because it just is a really thin, like water-based top coat that you can use over top of your stamps to help keep them from smudging while you're applying the actual top coat that you really want to use. So it's a good one. And then I also have some liquid latex here. This is an old bottle I have from Queen that I got off Amazon, but tons of brands make these, and it's just like a latex layer that will go around your nail so that anything that you're stamping that gets onto your actual skin, you can pull it up with this liquid latex. So you don't need this. It just is really helpful to clean up, especially if you're stamping with black or any really dark colors. Sometimes they will stain the skin, so this will kind of help prevent that. Okay, so now that we've gone through everything that you're going to need to stamp, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to apply the liquid latex to this one side, and then the other side I won't, and I'll show you how to clean it up if you don't have the liquid latex. But I do like to use this, especially if I'm using a stamp that's going to cover the full nail. It just makes cleanup a lot easier. So let me talk to you about where my nails are at this point. So I did go ahead and file and shape and do all that good stuff to these white nails, wiped them down with alcohol, and then I did go ahead and put down a layer of gel base coat. That is going to be my sticky layer for my stamp to adhere to. You have several options here if you don't want to use gel. You can actually use the Maniology Sticky Base Coat, which will do the same thing, or if you're using a small enough stamp and you're working quickly enough, you really don't need anything at all. You can just stamp onto activated nails that have been wiped down with alcohol. Just wait till they dry. You can stamp right on top of that. So those are your choices here. So while I'm waiting for that liquid latex to dry, I'm going to go ahead and set up my workspace here. I like to stamp and scrape over top of a paper towel, just as less mess that way. And I've got to get out all my supplies that I'm going to use. Now I've already cleaned off my plate, but at this point, if you haven't, you would go over your design with the cotton and the acetone just to make sure that any old residue off there is cleaned off so that you can get a nice pickup. So you're just going to go ahead and make sure you shake up your stamping polish or your quick dry nail polish really well before you apply it. And before you apply your stamping polish to your plate, make sure you have everything ready to go, because you need to work quickly, because if you don't, this will start to dry on the plate and you will not get a good pickup. So have your stamper cleaned and ready to go and sitting out open nearby, and have your scraper card ready to go. Okay, let's do this. So you're going to apply a healthy layer of stamping polish to the plate that you're going to use. You're going to have to kind of experiment with this because it's kind of hard for me to explain how much you're going to use, but just a healthy layer. And then take your scraper card and just scrape it really good at a 45-degree angle to clean off the excess polish, and then pick it up with your stamp right away. And then that's really it. You're just going to place it right on top of whatever sticky base coat that you've used. And when I press down, hopefully you can see here, you're going to push down enough to get it to adhere, but you don't want to push down so hard that it distorts the shape of the stamp. So I kind of prefer to place mine in the middle, and then you can see I kind of rock it side to side, because if I push down too hard to get it to apply it from sidewall to sidewall, it's going to end up distorting the image. So that's just how I like to do it. So for the second nail, I will just wipe down my plate with acetone, make sure I get all that polish that was on there off, so we have a clean surface to put down the next layer. Okay, so while I'm applying this pattern to my second nail, let me go over a few things with you. If your image is not picking up very well in your stamper, it could be due to a couple things. One, you could be waiting too long before you pick it up with your stamper and the polish is drying on the plate. Two, it could be that you're scraping too hard and you're getting too much polish off the plate. Three, it could be the stamping plate you're using. It might not just be a good quality plate and it's not etched deeply enough. And four, it could just be the stamper you're using. You may need to try a different stamper. I mean, it really could be a lot of things. It could be the polish too. I mean, there's quite a few variables here. So I'm telling you this because nail stamping is actually really quite easy. but there are some complications that you kind of have to work out when you're first getting started. But once you sort those out, it's just really a fun way to do nail art when you're not very artistically inclined with just regular art, with hand-drawn art. So don't give up on it. Get the free kit if you haven't tried it. Try it, practice, and I promise you it does get easier. Okay, so quickly just on this hand, I did not use a liquid latex, so I just want to show you how easy it is to clean this up. You're just going to take a cleanup brush. I like an angled one, but any small brush should do. And just put some acetone on it. Make sure you dab off the excess before you go around your nail so you don't mess up your stamp. And then just go around the skin, around the edge of the nail, and just clean it right off. And again, this works because this is a lighter colored polish, but anything super dark or black does have a tendency to stain. So you know, that liquid latex is not very expensive. So if you're going to stick with nail stamping, I do suggest picking up a bottle from someone. So a lot of times you'll just be doing a single stamp and stopping there. But since this is such an easy add-on, I'm going to quickly show you how to layer your stamps. So for this, you're really just putting one stamp on top of another. So I'm just putting these purple detail lines over top of my gray pattern here. And you're doing the exact same thing. Nothing is changing. The only thing is you're going to need to wait till that first layer dries before you try to go over top of it with another layer. That way you don't risk picking up any of that polish that you've already put down. So that's layered stamping. There also is something called reverse stamping, which I will do a video on, but that is a completely different process. So it's a little too much to tackle in a beginner's video, but that is basically where you pick up an outline of a stamp and then you color it in with various color polishes. So like I said, I will have a video for you on that at some point, but it was just too much to just try to squeeze into this one video. And that's really it. So once you finish all your stamps, you're just going to go over the top with whatever top coat you're using. Whatever it is, whether it's a nail polish top coat or your gel top coat, you need to wait till they're completely dry. So give it, I don't know, a good 5 or 10 minutes and then go over with your top coat. If you're like me and you're a little nervous, you can always layer the two. So I will put a layer of the smudge-free top coat, let it dry for a while, and then I will put in the gel top coat over top. So, you know, however you do it, you just need to make sure that the nail stamp is dry so you don't risk smudging it. And here's my completed look, my little Argyle pattern. So what do you think about this set? How do you think they turned out? I really like them. I think they're so cute, and I love these kinds of patterns for the fall and winter. I just think they're so cozy looking. And how about these colors too from Cascade, right? I think everything just turned out so beautifully and came together so well. So I am super happy with these. And that's going to complete this video, guys. So there's actually a lot to consider with stamping. So, you know, I'm not denying I may have missed something here, or I may have skipped over something that you need clarification on. Please leave me a question, comment, whatever down below, because I definitely don't want to leave anything out if I'm forgetting something. And when you've been doing something for like this for a while, like I have, sometimes you forget to kind of get your brain back in beginner's mode. So I'd love to chat with you guys down in the comments. So let me know down below if you have any questions. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, it would help me out so much if you would give me a thumbs up down below. And while you're there, if you have not subscribed, I hope you will consider subscribing before you go. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.